Discussing wealth yoga, constellations, and phases. Wealth yoga's intensity rises with certain planets in specific houses. These phases align in a Navamsa, offering Kalpurush chart insight. We'll explore planets in Taurus and solutions, starting with wealth yoga, which house, planets, constellation, position, and why we are talking about these nakshatras of these phases, because all these pada line up in one particular Navamsa. So this also tells us about the importance of Kalpurush horoscope. Today, we will talk about Taurus and what it signifies when any planet lands in Taurus and how to tackle that. Let's start with wealth yoga. In which house is wealth yoga being formed? Which planets are creating it? In which constellation is it formed? What is the position of that constellation? And how is the intensity or strength of that yoga? What is the condition of that planet in the D1 and D9 charts? We will discuss all these points, including some constellations and which planets they are. Wealth yoga is formed by the Moon, Venus, Jupiter, Rahu, and Mercury. These 5 planets are involved in wealth yoga, especially if this yoga is being formed in the 2nd, 11th, 5th, or 9th houses. For instance, if there is an association of the 2nd or 11th house anywhere in the D1 or D9 charts, we still refer to it as wealth yoga, but here we are discussing that wealth yoga is being formed, and these planets are creating it in specific houses. The constellations we need are the 2nd phase of Ashwini, the 2nd phase of Magha, and the 2nd phase of Mula, which means the 3 constellations of Ketu and their 2nd phases. These phases obviously indicate wealth and talk about financial aspects. Then we have the 3 constellations of the Moon, Rohini, Hasta, and Shavana. These constellations become particularly important because they will also be in the earth element signs in the D1 chart. So these planets, all these positions are talking about finances. Further, the 2nd padas of all the 3 nakshatras of Braspati, Punarvasu, Purva, Bhadbada, and Vishaka also talk about finances. Planets here can bring wealth in D9 if favorable. Any planet that sits in this position in this constellation will land in the D9 chart in Taurus. So now, if wealth yoga is formed in a good condition in these houses by these constellations and planets, then during its planetary time period, in its dasha and antardasha, it brings wealth, abundance in the D9 chart as well, especially if the condition of that planet is good. So now, the money that will come in, the generation of wealth will be at a very good level, exceeding our expectations. The Taurus Navamsha is very special in itself. This is one of the German sutras which tells about the horoscope of Kalpurush and also about his impotence. Whenever a planet enters the Taurus Navamsa, it talks about money, how finances can come in. If a planet is in Sagittarius in D1 and then moves to Taurus, it means money from knowledge, consulting. For example, if a planet is in Sagittarius in D1 and it goes to Taurus, then it indicates that the money can come through knowledge. Money can come through doing and consulting others. The more we study higher education, the more money will come. If a planet is in Virgo in D1 and then moves to Taurus in D9, money will come through services. Let's not forget that Taurus falls in the 2nd house of the Kalpurusha's chart, which relates to wealth, finance, family, and food. So the way to tackle these is that if a planet needs a remedy and it's in Taurus in D9, then food donation is the best thing to do. Or you should maintain a good language related to that planet. For example, if Saturn is there, you should keep your language good with your subordinates. If you speak to them in a rude or abusive manner, you are spoiling your Taurus in D9 and that planet. If a planet is in Leo in D1 and then moves to Taurus in D9, the flow of money can be more significant, coming through gifts, resources, knowledge, or by investing your money in the market which could be speculative business. A king can also provide money in the market because this is the sign of a king, and through that you can receive money. So, this is how we are going to the Taurus Navamsa. Now, we will work on some charts and see how the results change when entering the Taurus Navamsa. Look at these four. We discussed the nakshatras of Ketu. Here, Jupiter is in the nakshatra of Ketu and is in the second phase. So obviously it has moved to Taurus in D1. In the planets we counted for wealth formation, we included Jupiter and Mercury. Are Jupiter and Mercury the planets that create wealth combinations? No, they are not. If they were the second lord, 11th lord, 5th lord, or 9th lord, and their associations were in these houses in this nakshatra, then our argument would hold much more weight. But since Jupiter is in the Taurus Navamsa, having moved from Sagittarius to Taurus, Jupiter has activated the Kamtrikona. Jupiter is looking at the 11th house, and Jupiter is also looking at the second lord, and it is currently in its time period. Jupiter is the natural significator of finance. This is a chartered accountant, and their work is going very well at this time. Today, compared to Rahul's time period, Rahul didn't have as much savings as Jupiter has provided. Then we also talked about the nakshatras of Jupiter. In this chart, the moon is in the nakshatra of Jupiter and is in the second phase of Purva Bhadrapada, so it will also move to Taurus. In Daleen, now, the moon is in the second house. When we talked about the planets, we considered the moon. The moon is in the second house. The moon is in the 11th sign of the Kalpurusha. I have the sign, I have the house, I have the planet, I have the nakshatra, and I have the position. The moon's subperiod, the moon's main period, or subperiod, is money providing, and that money comes through business because the moon is the 7th lord. The moon has moved from Aquarius to Taurus. So, networking, traveling, socializing, whatever you do, and a new land of savings. In this chart, if I want to focus on the wealth aspect, my first attention will go to the moon. Look at this chart. Mercury is in the nakshatra of Ketu and is in the second phase. Mercury is in the house with the sun and is aspected by Saturn. In this chart, both the sun and Saturn are considered enemies. Both are in opposition, but they do form a wealth combination. We now can forget Mercury is associated with these two planets. Mercury, Taurus, D9. When Mercury's time period came, they received abundance in money from winning a court case. Now, the money they won from that court case is being invested in the market, allowing them to earn good money, and through speculation in the stock market as well, they earn a very good income, whose Mercury is the natural significator. And we also got the house, which is the 5th house. We have also found the planet Mercury, and we have the nakshatra as well. Now, in which cases will its intensity decrease a bit? This money will come, but it will come with a short set of problems. Because we all know that having money and money coming in these people, your life is problem-free. They are in a Mercury time period. Now, Mercury is in the second phase of the Vishaka nakshatra. So it's moving to Taurus, transitioning from Libra to Taurus. It's going into the 8th house by itself. It's in the 8th house of the chart. How is it contributing to the formation of a wealth combination? No, anything like a wealth combination forming. It's only moving to D9 in Taurus. He has access to Rahul. They earn money primarily through business because it has moved from Libra to Taurus. They are not very good businessmen, but they have a lot of pressure and responsibility regarding their wife's health and their mother's health. So did Mercury not give them money? Mercury has given them money, so it's crucial to see which house the planet moving into Taurus is in D1 and how far it has moved in D9. If you can't channel your energy, remember the Kalpurish chart. If you are not able to channel your energy in D9? Then next time, whenever you see D9, don't forget the Kalpurish chart. What is the importance of that Kalpurish chart? We try to address that planet in the same way. A planet sitting in Taurus in D9 is always talking about money. If you like this concept, we can discuss each sign of D9's Navamsha, and if a particular planet has moved into a sign, what could be the way to address it and what it is actually saying. Thank you so much.